This is an excerpt from Small Business School.
Actually, we went through several phases of growth, I think. Initially, a simple concept was we have three brothers. We can probably get ourselves up to 3 stores, and we each run our own store. And again, if you're the sole proprietor, you're there on site, it's not too bad a thing to run. You don't have to keep inventory sheets. Our old school methods from Dad is you just keep everything between the ears, and you just put it together. When you show up each morning, that's when your inventory is put together. You just never have any paperwork in place. So up to about 3 stores, that worked. Once the 4th and 5th stores were coming online, we realized, we only have so many bodies to get around town. So that was our first phase. I mean, simple things like, as I mentioned, inventory sheets, getting our payroll, computerized. These types of steps were just beginning to take place, where a lot of people probably would have done it from the get-go. We, took it for granted that we grew up in the biz, we could do this stuff in our sleep, so we just sort of let it go. Until such point where you just can't physically do that. And so it was a good thing people like Steve came along to help us get to the next level.
The brothers give much of the credit for growth to 4th partner Steve Karfaridis, a new American from Greece.
Steve, you had done the ultimate, the 5-star, the European cuisine, and we're talking about a joint here.
Sure. That was the very essence of what I liked about it, was the simplicity, the quality, and the freshness. I mean, these were ingredients that you find in high-end restaurants a lot of times. But high-end restaurants had vast inventories. The quality control was a big issue. Wing had an idea that I'm going to keep it simple, clean, fresh, and uncomplicated, but I'm going to serve high-quality products. So it combined elements of what I really loved, and plus it was simple. So I said, you know what, this is a dream business.
Ed explains how the 4 make the business work.
Mingo's our CFO. He handles all the finance, and he takes care of all the managing of the corporate. Human resources, anything that's corporate, Mingo takes care of.
I am cheap to the core. So cheap, it's just, it kills my wife each and every day, everybody at the office. I mean, I cut every corner that's not needed. And again, I'm concerned about bottom line. That's my job.
Steve comes in as operations. He handles any daily questions in the restaurant level. Anything that happens in the restaurant, Steve has the last say. So one of the things is that there's no confusion. Wayne came by, Ed came by, me came by, and he said this. So that would make our management confused. They don't answer to us. They answer to Steve. And Steve is great at it.
We created a system of ratios, so to speak. We know that the kitchen needs to have a certain amount of meat they use combined a day based on the sales they have. It gives them an instant score of how they're doing today. And we do that daily. On a daily basis, everybody has a metric by which they live.
Wing handles all our marketing, promotions, fundraisers, so he handles that, and that in itself is a complete full-time job.
If you discount yourself, you cheapen the image that you've built all these years. So we have a theory, it's either full price or it's free. There's nothing in between. Because if we're going to give something, we give it with no strings attached. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to bring anybody to get it. We give it to you, and you come and get it, and it's free.
I sort of just handle the development of the restaurant. I find real estate, make sure it's within Mingo's budget, and I build it out.
Laguna is a small community.
Ed took me to one of his favorite locations overlooking the Pacific Ocean on a busy street in Laguna Beach.
This is old, and this is the feel we want to bring into our new stores. It's that beach feel, old feel. I mean, you're trying to bring an upscale dive, but this is the feel we're trying to get into a shopping center. It's difficult, but we try to make a new building look old.